Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I want to make another top 5 video for you guys on Reddit Online. And I was thinking of videos to make, and I made a video, on GTA Online titled Top 10 Worst Missions, and I figured I'd make one for Reddit Online. Now, in Reddit Online, I like the majority of the missions in this game, where GTA Online had a lot of really, really bad missions, and there'll probably be more bad missions added in the future for Reddit Online, but these missions are just missions that just people do not enjoy, people do not like, and I personally believe they're just really, really bad, and I'll explain why. Some of these missions you might like, so it's my personal opinion, but I'll explain why I don't like these missions. So here we go, let's get started. Top 5 worst missions in Reddit Online. So starting off at number 5, we have the Posse Assassinations or Player Assassinations. Now these are the worst stranger missions in the game. Now a lot of people don't do stranger missions anymore, they do bounty hunting now instead of stranger missions, but whenever I get targeted by a player bounty or a posse bounty, it's almost always by a newer player, somebody that's a low level that just started Reddit Online, and because they go up to the stranger and they see, oh, player assassination, and they seem to think that they're going to get a lot of money for doing this, but there's a number of reasons why player assassination and posse assassination just suck, and they're terrible missions. The worst stranger mission by far in the game. Awful, terrible. A lot of people that I grinded stranger missions with when we still did them was we never did the player assassination or the posse assassination. The reason we didn't do them is because they're a giant waste of time and the pace is horrible. Now what this involves is just like the title says, you have to kill a specific player or kill that specific posse. And these people that the game selects for you to kill could be really far across the map. I mean, just take a look at this. The targets that I have right here, these two players, posse assassination, they're all the way across, all the way near Armadillo, and I'm here in Thieves Landing. So I gotta make it all the way over there in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all I have. And to top this off, if I don't kill any of them within that 5 minutes, I fail. I don't get any kind of money. I don't get any kind of XP. And all somebody would need to do is they would just need to get on their horse and just keep riding, and you will not be able to catch up to them. They're across the map with 5 minutes. You won't catch up to them. Now, in this case here, I wasn't able to catch up to these two guys, and I wasn't even really planning on killing them. I just wanted to get near them to see if I could even get near them before the timer ends. I was not. One guy hid all the way here in Gaptooth Ridge, and there's no way that I'm going to get there in 5 minutes. Another guy, he barricaded himself in the Armadillo Saloon. There was no way I was going to get him either. I just didn't bother with it. Didn't bother. It's a waste of time. And even if you kill them, right away, you don't get that much money. The only way to really make money from this is you would have to kill somebody right as the timer is going to go down. But because you're dealing with a player, it's going to be pretty unpredictable. It's just a waste of time. And on top of that, you also waste the time of the other person. The other person, you're going to piss them off. Because say that somebody's trying to do bounty hunting missions, or they're trying to do collectibles, or they're just trying to do something in the world hunting. And then this happens. Somebody starts up this mission, and it interrupts everything. They know that somebody's coming after them, now they got to run away from the area, or they got to barricade themselves. And this could start a war with other players too, because other players will then go after you after the bounty ends, because they'll get pissed off. Or I should say not the bounty, but the assassination. They'll get pissed off that you went after them in the first place. So, player assassination, posse assassination, the worst stranger mission in the game. At number 4, we have the NPC Bounty Hunter attack. And this happens when you have over a $10 bounty. Bounty hunters will just randomly spawn activating this mission, so you don't have a choice whenever it starts. Kind of similar to raid missions in GTA Online, but in this case, the enemies are just specifically trying to target you, and it doesn't matter where you are on the map, the bounty hunters will go after you. Now, this mission was actually improved and made much better with the Frontiers Pursuits update, because with the Frontiers Pursuits update, you can just surrender to the bounty hunters, and when you surrender them, they'll take you to jail, and it can wipe the bounty. But what's really annoying about this mission is that it can just happen at the worst times. You could be in the middle of something, and this mission will spawn, and it'll just be an insane wave of bounty hunters just coming right at you. And these are pretty strong enemies. They're pretty accurate. They will come in random directions, all coming on horseback. You can't even loot the bodies, and it'll probably annoy the people in your posse. If one posse member has a bounty hunting attack like this, it'll force all the posse members to help them. Well, they don't really have to help them, but they won't be able to do anything else. They won't be able to start any other missions or do anything. They will have to either help that person or just wait until that person dies or finishes the mission. So it can affect everyone else in the posse. If you die and you are the target, you're actually going to lose your bounty. So let's say that you have like a $15 bounty, they kill you, they'll take the $15. And the worst thing about this mission isn't even the fact that they spawn or just interrupt it, it's the fact that you don't get anything for it. There is no reward, you don't get anything for it. At least with the Posse Assassinations, at least you got something for it, even though it was barely anything. Here you don't get anything. You don't even get XP for surviving the mission, which, you think to yourself, what's the point of them spawning these missions if you don't get anything for it? I like the idea of having a high bounty in this game, trying to survive. I like the challenge of it, but, give us some kind of reward for surviving a bounty for so long. If we defeat all the bounty hunters, we should get something. If we don't get money, then at least give us XP. At least give us a good amount of XP for completing a mission like this, surviving all the waves of the bounty hunting attack. Next at number 3, we have the Tobin Winfield Legendary Bounty on 5-star difficulty.
I'm here. I'm here. You got me. I come willingly, but please hear me out. I'm in danger. Not from you, fine people.
Now, out of all the legendary bounties in this game, this is the only legendary bounty that I never liked. I liked all of them, even the really hard ones. This one I never liked. And if you watch my video ranking all legendary bounties from easiest to hardest, you will know how much I just absolutely hate this mission. The reason I don't like this mission, and I consider it the worst legendary bounty, is because in this mission, you meet Tobin Winfield, who's the corrupt mayor, and he has to take you to certain deeds. So you have to get the deeds back, and you also have to bring in his bounty. He agrees to take you to the deeds, and what happens is he goes in 2 random directions. He'll go either south of Thieves Landing, or he'll go a little bit north towards Tall Trees. But regardless of the direction that he goes in, you have to deal with unreasonable objectives. Now, I don't mind a challenge. I don't mind it at all, but this mission is ridiculously difficult. And if you have, more people in the posse, this mission isn't that bad, but it's the fact that if you try to do this mission solo, it is almost like impossible to complete solo. All the other ones I had no problem with doing solo, even on 5-star difficulty. This one was a nightmare to complete on solo. The reason that it's so bad is because there will be 3 ambushes. So the gang that's going after Tobin, there will be 1 ambush that will be pretty easy to deal with, and in both cases, the one near Tall Trees and the one south of Thieves Landing, you can actually ride up ahead, the enemies will spawn, and you can kill them before Tobin Winfield even gets near them. There's very little enemies in the first ambush. The second ambush is the worst one, and he will stop in really bad positions. The McFarlane Ranch one, that one I don't have footage of here, but that one's even worse than this one, because the McFarlane Ranch one, it's like in a big field, and there's just like 1 tree to take cover behind. Here's a few rocks to take cover behind, but I don't really count them as cover, because the enemies are just going to come from ridiculous directions. They're going to come from all over the place, and they're going to rush you really quickly. They're actually even going to charge you right at you on horseback. And these enemies, because you're playing on 5-star difficulty, they are not going to appear on the map. And they are not just targeting you, but they're also going to be shooting at Tobin. So don't think that you can go off somewhere in the distance and take cover. You can't do that. You have to stay near Tobin. If you don't, they will shoot him and kill him. And the moment that he dies, it automatically fails the mission. And you got to restart. You got to restart from that same destination. You got to either watch or skip that cutscene, and then you have to follow Tobin again. You have to follow him to the destination again and go through that. I mean, take a look at these enemies that I have to deal with. Look at how many enemies are coming in. This mission is absolutely ridiculous. And then when you clear out the second wave of enemies, he takes you to where the deeds are, but then there's going to be a 3rd ambush. There's going to be a 3rd ambush of enemies. There's going to be a lot more enemies. These enemies, they do appear on the radar. So the 3rd wave, they actually do appear on the radar, but it's still a lot of enemies. Not as much as the 2nd wave, but it's still a decent amount of enemies. You kill them, you get rid of them. At that point, Tobin gives you the deeds, and he tells you that he will follow you. But he will actually betray you halfway through the mission, and he'll actually run his own separate direction, and then you get ambushed by more guys. Now, you can actually tie him up right after he gives you the deeds to avoid Tobin from running, but you will still have to deal with a ton of enemies coming after you and chasing you. That mission can be a giant pain. So this mission, I consider the worst legendary bounty, and I will never ever do this mission again. I might do this mission just to show people how ridiculously difficult it is, but I will never play this mission ever again for personal fun. It's just a nightmare. I can't stand this legendary bounty. Moving on to number 2, we have Dispatch Rider. Now, I'm sorry if anybody on this video, if you like this mission, okay, that's fine, that's your opinion, but me personally, I cannot stand Dispatch Rider. I think that this mission is absolutely terrible. This is a free mode event. So this event will spawn, you'll get a little notification, in your drop-down menu, and you can go and join it. And the reason that Dispatch Rider is such a bad mode, it's the worst free mode event in my opinion, it's so bad, is because in this mode, you have to fight over 1 horse. Now, how this mode basically works, it's a big free-for-all, and there's a horse that spawns. Now, the person that's on the horse has a little bit more health, but it's still pretty easy for them to die, and the person who gets on the horse has to take it to the destination. So whoever takes it to the destination wins, they get paid for it. And that person gets shot off, the next person, they'll get on the horse, or whoever's the closest to it will get on the horse. So whoever gets that horse there will win the mode. The reason this is so bad is because there's so many people in this mode, and this mode becomes a giant cluster. You will have people that will just constantly keep killing each other around the horse. You will have barely any time to react. I mean, just take a look how ridiculous this is right here. I get on the horse, I'm not even on the horse for like, what, 10 seconds, and I immediately died right after that. I killed a bunch of people, and I actually killed the most amount of people in this mode, I believe. I killed 16 players during this match, and yet despite all of that, I was not able to win. I was not able to win. I'm not saying my kills should, you know, count for my win, but I got on the horse 2 times. 2 times I got on it, and I was not on it for more than a few seconds, and I could not get to the destination. I've played so much Dispatch Rider that I'm convinced this mode is based more on luck than on skill. If you are lucky and you are near that horse right when it's about to be completed, you'll get it to the destination, and you'll win. Other than that, you know, posses would dominate this mode because a posse could come in here, they could all be on the same team, they won't be shooting at each other, and they'll just cover their member as they get to the destination. Even if you do it with a posse, only the person that delivers it will actually get paid, and if you do it too quick, you won't get paid anything. I did this mode once, and I actually killed a bunch of people. I got on the horse, I drove it to the destination. You know how much money I got? I got $3. That is how much I got for this. Now, I finished it pretty quickly. If it takes like all the way up to the 10 minutes, you will get much more money. You can get up to $60. But still, this mode is just going to be really annoying, constantly shooting each other off the horse, and there's so many people that abuse explosive rounds and incendiary rounds in this mode, so a lot of people also play cheap during this. I just consider it much more based on luck. Don't like it at all, and what really pisses me off personally about this mode is that there's no like second or third place, even though it does say on the leaderboard, but there's technically no real second or third place in this mode. The reason there isn't is because only the person that delivers the horse technically wins. So everybody else, they're pretty much in the exact same position. So whoever doesn't deliver the horse, they're not going to get paid much. So even though I was on the horse 2 times, I didn't get much. Did not get much. You can see right here at the end, I didn't get much. This mode should be completely reworked. It should be completely changed. And how this mode should be changed is it should be not who delivers the horse to the destination, but whoever can survive on the horse for the longest amount of time. So whoever is on that horse for the longest amount of time will be the one that's first place. And then you can have a second or third or a fourth place, depending on how much time they spend on the horse. It shouldn't be taking the horse to a specific destination. It should be whoever survives the longest on the horse. Then you'll have more people that will consider playing it. But after I'm recording this, I will probably never play Dispatch Rider again. I joined Dispatch Rider knowing this mode would be a disaster, and it was a disaster. Person who got it, you know, good on them, they won first place, but still, really don't like this mode, based much more on luck than skill in my opinion, and, you know, it's a big waste of time too. And number 1, the number 1 worst mission in Red Dead Online is the hunting Pelt resupply.
My contact sent a message. Apparently, he has goods to trade if we can get him some bison pelts. God knows there's enough bison to go around, so I said you'd be in touch shortly. My lord, was there ever a man more cut out for this than me?
Now, I bet I have a lot of people watching this saying, oh no, they know exactly why this mission is number 1. Now, the reason this mission is number 1, even though this mission doesn't have that ridiculous of objectives, the reason this mission is number 1 is because this mission has like a, I would say in my personal opinion, a 90 to 100% failure rate. So the majority of people are going to fail this mission when they start this mission up. Doesn't matter if you're the best player in the world. Now, why are people failing this mission even though it's such a simple mission? The reason is because the mission is bugged. The animal spawns in the game are currently bugged as I'm speaking right now. This could change in the future. So if you're watching in the future right now and, you know, animal spawns are fixed, this mission isn't that bad, and I wouldn't consider it number 1 at this point if animal spawns were fixed. But as I'm speaking right now, animal spawns are broken, so yeah, this is the worst mission right now in Red Dead Online. And basically what this is you're trying to resupply your camp. Now, you could get a steal mission. Steal missions are easy. Regardless of animal spawns, those missions will spawn. You just go and steal the wagon or the bags. Simple. The animal hunting one, this one specifically, you have to go and find a specific pelt or a carcass, and you have to bring it to the trader, and then he trade it with him, he gives you a bunch of supplies in a wagon. Now, I'm in the Great Plains, and Crips told me to find a bison pelt. Bison spawn in the Great Plains. They should be some of the easiest animals to find. They're very big animals. They're very noticeable. They should be spawning here. I should be able to find them, no problem. But guess what? Even though the mission gives me 12 minutes, I spent all 12 minutes trying my absolute best to ride around to find some bison pelts. I could not find one bison pelt, and I ended up failing the mission. And, you know, we're supposed to be playing as outlaws in this game, but I can't even shoot the guy. I would much rather have the option of shooting the guy and losing honor and just taking taking the wagon instead of having to deal with this. Even if enemies chase me afterwards, I would still take that than having to look for this pelt. Why can't I just have the option of just shooting the guy and just taking the wagon? I can't do that. Even when I throw a stick of dynamite at him, he still doesn't die, and it failed the mission. Then when the mission failed, I can for some reason kill him, and I still can't take the wagon, even though the supplies are there, so it's just annoying. And I know people in the comments are gonna tell me, but Professional, you can get around this and you can go into a solo lobby. If you're in a solo lobby, the animals will spawn. Yes, I get that. I understand that. I did this exact same mission later in the day. I joined a solo lobby that my friend was in. So my friend found a solo lobby, I joined it, we did the same exact mission, and I was able to find a bison pelt in under 1 to 2 minutes. No problem. The problem is that most people are not going to be in a solo session. Most people are going to be playing in a big public session. It's pretty difficult to find a solo session in this game unless, you know, you're doing some specific trick to get into a solo session. Most people are not going to be in solo sessions. So I should not have to find a solo session just to be able to play this mission. This mission should work regardless if it's a populated lobby or if it's a solo lobby. But this mission is just so annoying. I really, really wish we could just cancel the mission. But whenever I get this mission, I just leave the lobby because I'm just not doing it. I just leave the lobby. I find a new session until I get a steal mission, or I'll just buy supplies because I don't even want to deal with doing this mission. It's a big waste of time looking for these pelts that are just not going to spawn. So you're just basically wasting 12 minutes trying to find something that's not even there. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like. If you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, subscribe. And also, you know, post this video on, you know, Rockstar's feedback page. You know, maybe they'll be able to improve missions in the future, and especially for number 1, so that this mission is fixed. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.